So I am utterly sorry to announce that this is actually going to be the last video for a very long time. By a very long time, I mean a very long time. I'm actually going to join the United States Navy, and I ship out for boot camp April 20th. And I'm not sure when you're watching this, but this is the last video that we will be making. Last few videos, you can't see shit. There we go. You've seen this in the background. Maybe not in such a pretty state, but it's a burrow, and it was full of holes. So one day I got the great idea of taking gold leaf and mixing it in with epoxy and filling those holes in. So what a better idea than to take our classic Lauri blades and give it a nice little makeover, you know? Give it a nice piece of wood, and I'm not sure if it'll have this many holes once we're through with it, but if it doesn't, we still can say we put some gold in it, right? We'll fill up some holes in there with gold in the end. Not sure if to start like this, so we can have the holes, like, you know, have the shape, and then like that. I think I'm gonna drill through here first. So essentially, just we're making a 1/4 inch hole. We're gonna cut the tang right about here, just so we can, you know, make her signature crease. And yeah, getting nostalgic already. So I'll reveal a few secrets that I keep and make sure this video is great, right? Okay, so I never use the fence because it always gets in the way, and this obviously moves. And actually, I should have cut the tang first and just guesstimate. Look at me, proper knife making right here. Looks about good. And conveniently enough, this blue tape marks where all Morniv blades need to be drilled down to, like, the final block. If you just add 2 pieces of 1 inch by 1 inch, but that's a secret. You don't know about that. I don't need to find center because either way, it's gonna be centered in the end. Yeah. I guess some of those holes are running through because I'm seeing gold come out. I'm seeing gold come out in quite a few places. And when the depth of the drill press isn't sufficient enough, you can always be a man and just like grab it and shove it in there. I think it's getting dull. Oh well. Okay, so how deep do I want to cut the tang of this? Okay, a really simple way to measure is to put anything in the hole and see how deep it is. So we have our 1/4 inch rod that we use for the pins. Just shove it in there as it'll go. Put your finger right there, kind of lock it, and gives me an idea that I need to take about 2-3 inches off the end aroundish here, which won't really matter. If you have a little bit more, you can just sharpen the end of the belt grinder, and that last few taps, just hammer it in, and it'll hammer it in there. And it won't be enough to split the wood, but it would be enough to leave a wedged system in there. And we're just gonna cut it. Okay, I'm searching for better lighting. Come on. Adjust. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the whole point is to leave enough tail to blade ratio. I mean, I think I cut a little bit too much of the tail, but that doesn't matter. I mean, who's going to use a gold handled knife? I'm kidding. Very functional. Just leave enough enough. Always about a finger length because it needs to go in there. That epoxy will make it stay in there. I don't know what's up with people thinking the handles with these kind of tails are weak. They're not. You should see me trying to destroy them. It's a process. Okay, so the next part really isn't as... Is it focused? I can't even tell. It is not. Hold. Why is it not focusing? Okay. Next part doesn't take much science. Don't be a dumbass and... Let me put this in there a little bit more. Don't be a dumbass and hammer it in there. You do not, by any means, want to do that. Because, remember, this is a wedge. It would technically split the wood. Especially with burls. Burls are really picky with what you do to them. And, I might just take a bigger drill bit and do this. But, I want to leave enough of a gap there. And you kind of just twist it and form it in there and let the sharp edges of the blade gouge a little bit off. This is a process. Okay. So when you're about to get there, stop. Just stop. Take that blade out a little bit. Get it a few small tidbits before where you would put the bolster. Fun fact, we have a bolster. And so you can sharpen the end a little and just tap it in the very end, make kind of a locking mechanism. Last video though, I did take a small piece of leather and made it like into a little U shape and just rammed it in there. That works too. That very much works too. But you know what? I'm gonna try the little leather method. So disregard this whole little segment of video. Just keep working it in there. I mean, we're almost there pretty much. Everything is looking straight, pretty square. That's what she said. Oh gosh, twisting in reverse. I forgot the twisting in reverse part. Okay. Yeah, if you get a blister, man up. You're gonna get blisters, duh. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, so why not just drill a hole the same size of... Okay, because you see, if we drill a hole all the way down there, the tail is going to end up wiggling. Because this is pretty much making a tunnel through its way down there, about this way, like that. So there isn't a room to giggle, so... giggle, haha. Wiggle. So it's pretty much like a cone. If we just make a straight hole, it'll wiggle when we hammer it in or when we jam in anything in there. Also very important, don't be drilling with the blade. Just legit, just cut it perfectly. And that's where we're going to stop. We're going to pull this out. Look at that. And then we would pretty much just test it out one more time and epoxy it in there. That'd be it. Okay, so we have a bolster. Not bolster, is that the proper term for it? Little neck thingy. And shit! Almost lost a foot. Focus. Focus. There we go. You see how there's a gap? Right there and right there? That's a fancy ass way of saying we have to take a Dremel and kind of make a little neck right here and right here so that blade just sits in there smoothly. And luckily enough, we do have a Dremel over here. Mr. Dremel 3000. So that pretty much just creates a little place where the blade can sit on, and it doesn't show that ugly ass gap. Pretty much. Ta-da! Okay. Probably have to do a little bit more grinding, but that looks just fine. Unless I want it flush. Okay, let's check the other side. Shit always seems to work. I'm gonna cut my finger. I'm gonna cut the shit out of myself. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm pretty alright happy with that, but I'll keep that off. Feels kind of nostalgic mixing the last bit of epoxy. Okay, I'm gonna message Loctite and tell them that there's always an air bubble of about 1/4 of an inch in my epoxy. That shit is a epoxy waste. This is false advertisement. Okay. And there we go. I didn't cut a piece of cloth. God damn it, I hate everything. Oh wait, we have cloth here. Hopefully it's not full of oil. Do we have scissors? Yes, we have cloth now. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing, you know, has that little space. So I'm actually not going to fit all this in camera. I'm gonna have it waiting in the vise. But I'm just gonna pretty much stuff blank with epoxy just once it mixes. How you doing? Just fine. Oh yeah, it's a gay song. And let it rip. That's a very effective way of getting epoxy in there. Oh, you can't see anything, but I'm just dripping it on. Okay, too much, too much. It's overflowing. See? Now I'm trying to get it far away so you can see a little bit better. Cut all the insides. Get that surface. Come on, drippy, drippy. Okay, that's enough, that's enough. Don't get excited. Another way is just doing it like that. Just keep passing it and passing it and passing it. It just layers it in the inside. Okay. Next step will just be to jam it in there. That's what she said. Actually, something I did off camera. I wedged a little piece of leather. When I line up the tail with that, it's gonna just pretty much get rammed in there. It works. It really does. Okay, fine. I'll be a team player and I will show this being rammed in there. Just trying to get as much epoxy in that hole as possible. But it's the moment where it needs to be hammered in. Searching for blunt object. Again, like always, mixed too much epoxy. What can I do with this epoxy? I don't know. Make sure the bitch is in there good. I don't know what to do with this epoxy, so I'm just gonna scrape most of it as I can. Make sure nothing is on the blade. I should have waited, wait until see there's any more voids in the actual handle, and then I could fill them up. But no, oh well. Extra epoxy. Okay, so our gold knife is ready to be shaped. Probably we will not finish this today though, because I imagine there's gonna be more voids inside the wood. I'm just gonna give it that classic shape, and I imagine there's gonna be more voids, so we're gonna need to buy more epoxy. I don't have more epoxy, so that's just the plan for today. so the blade is done. You can see there's a big nugget of, oh my god, you can't see anything as a matter of fact. A place of darkness. Okay, I think about here. There we go. It's a big nugget of gold right there. You see? Kinda, not really. I didn't sand this at all. I actually just used a very old belt, and that's what cleared up. I tried sanding it with what, 350, 320, something like that, and it actually scuffed it up. So just sticking with that belt for sanding. Give me 1 second. No, we'll keep this a very natural finish, and we'll oil it in some quench oil, of course. You can see that gold nugget really well there. Not bad at all. Kind of wish I would have used a more expensive blade, now that I really think about it. No, you can't really see much better. Yeah, you can see a really fat nugget right there. Yeah. I'll just let this sit there for a second, then we'll pull it out and take pictures and be like, yay! Hey, this is F Knives. That's what I look like. I just wanted to take a short little brief few seconds to say thank you to everyone to watching all the videos. It's been a journey. It really has been. This is the last video for a very long time, and it's been a pleasure answering all the questions, teaching people these things, because I personally had to learn all these things by hand, experience, trial and error, and it's been a trip. It's been a great trip. What are you doing? What are you doing? And this is little Ruby. Many of these knives are actually on my eBay page. Every description box has a link to it. It would mean the world to me if these could get sold. There's about 37 knives with custom handles that have not been sold yet. Very flexible with prices, of course. And if you haven't noticed me speak about it, I'm joining the United States Navy. Yeah, so no videos for a while. The very last knife I made is well, kinda-ish. The Lauri gold. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. And I made another one, just randomly. Thank you for watching, everyone, and thank you for getting me where I have gotten. I appreciate it to all of you. Shout out to all the people that comment always. Thank you. So this is the Lauri. Can you be quiet? Okay. This is the Lauri gold, the very last knife. You see that very nice nug of gold right there. Gold leaf. Just put it in epoxy and used it. Very well polished. I used a very old belt on it, so it's polished to around 500 grit 500, because I tried sanding it with 400 and it was actually scratching it. So this is the last knife. Not sure if this one will be in the eBay store, but it might be.